The Tom O'Brien Show is produced every business day after the market close. Tom takes your phone calls from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time using the data available at that time.
Let's go to Gail in Tampa. Hey, Gail, what's going on?
Hey, love your program. You're amazing.
How long you been listening?
Oh, my gosh. Well, off and on for about maybe, 6 to 7 years.
Oh.
I mean, just on the radio. Didn't understand the TV. And then I go out to Seattle once a year. We have a trading club out there.
Okay.
And then he started talking in class about your book, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's the guy that I listened to in Florida. And then I started watching your TV live, and it's just amazing. I need to become a tiger.
Well, you're already a tiger. See, you've been out there 6 years. See, once you check in to TFNN, you can't check out. It's like Hotel California. It's pretty sick, I know.
No, it's great. And I have some gold I want to try to get over to you, and then I want to buy some coins for my grandkids. So I appreciate what you're doing. I think it's amazing. You're just really amazing. Thank you very much.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Now, Tom O'Brien.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Ken Shreve with you, filling in for Tom O'Brien on the Tom O'Brien Show, 4 to 6 Eastern, every Monday through Friday on TFNN. Always fun to fill in for my good friend Tom. Again, my name is Ken Shreve, and I have my own show on TFNN every Tuesday and Thursday. So tomorrow from 3 to 4 p.m. Eastern, Breakout Investing will be on, and again, that's Tuesdays and Thursdays from 3 to 4 p.m. Eastern on TFNN, so be sure to tune into my radio show. And of course, I write Ultimate Growth Stocks, a newsletter at TFNN, and if you want to check out a 30-day free trial to Ultimate Growth Stocks, you can do that right on the homepage of TFNN.com. Just click on the Newsletters tab and then Investment Newsletter. So it's a growth stock newsletter. I use a combination of fundamental and technical analysis to find stocks with the best potential to be leaders. That's Ultimate Growth Stocks. But like I said, always a pleasure to fill in for Tom. The number to use, we have a very, very busy day of guests today, so I'm going to try to take as many calls as I can, but the number to use to get through is 877-927-6648, 877-927-6648. Coming up at 4:24 p.m. Eastern. Good friend Larry Pesavento will be on, as he normally is on Mondays. Larry writes the Patterns, Profits, Peace of Mind newsletter at TFNN, and he also has a radio program as well. Mondays and Wednesdays from 12 to 1 Eastern, Trade What You See. Coming up after that, my good friend Eric Jackson from Iron Fire Capital. He's going to be coming on just after the bottom of the hour. We're going to be talking to Eric about what's next for Yahoo, maybe talk a little bit about the Facebook IPO and what he sees overall for the market in 2012. After that, Victor Jones from TD Ameritrade. Victor is going to be hosting the Option Hour tomorrow, 12 to 1 Eastern on TFNN. So we'll talk to Victor about the options market. And then in hour number 2, we'll kick things off with Bob Lang from ExplosiveOptions.net. And after that, we will have Ken Hoover, former colleague of mine at Investors.com, and I think I mentioned Victor Jones from TD Ameritrade. He's going to be coming on hour number 2 at 5:34. So busy day of guests. If you want to call, now's the best time to do it. 877-927-6648. Let's check in on the markets here at the close. We're about 10 minutes after the close, and we'll see right now the Dow ended with about a 7-point loss. Very impressive performance for the Dow today. The Dow looks like a close at 12,529. Finished up near its high for the day. It hit an intraday high of 12,659, and pretty impressive considering the Dow was down by as much as 1% earlier in the day. Let's move on, take a look at the S&P 500, see where that closed today. The S&P 500, also an impressive performance. It was down by as much as 1.2% today. S&P ends with a 3-point loss to 1,300 even thereabouts. And let's take a look at the NASDAQ Composite, finally. That was down a little more than 4.5 points to 2811. My general take on the market, listen, there's definitely a bid out there. There are buyers still around, dip buyers that are providing a foundation for this market. Wouldn't be surprised at all to see a little bit of a shakeout here as indexes prepare to take out their late April, early May highs. So we'll see how that plays out during the month of February. Earnings season is about winding down, and what's the next catalyst for the market going to be? Is it going to be the jobs report this Friday? But as the market's attention turns away from fourth quarter earnings, what is it going to be focusing on? It's going to be focusing on Europe, Portugal, Greece, these types of things. Maybe that's going to be a little bit of a shakeout that's probably needed at this point because we've come up so much off the mid-December lows, and typically in a technical structure like this, with the NASDAQ Composite, really a strong rally since December 19th with little or no consolidation. You tend to see a little shakeout here before the NASDAQ eventually goes to take out its July high of 2878. So we'll see how that all plays out. Right now we're going to go to Jay. I think Jay's from Idaho, wants to talk FXE, which is the currency shares. Euro Trust basically tracks the price of the euro. Jay, how are you doing today?
Good, Tim. How you doing?
Oh, pretty good, sir.
Hey, what I was wanting to look at, if you pull up a daily on the FXE, and I was sitting here scratching my head on Friday listening to Tom when the euro made a little run up above that 132.
Right.
And so I pulled up the FXE and I was looking at it there, and if you go to October 27th and look and see where that FXE gapped up.
Yeah, to like 141, 142, right, thereabouts.
Yeah. Do you think that is what we are looking for, a gap up like that to start going downtown in this market?
You mean the FXE, continuing an uptrend, and then the market, the U.S. major averages selling off?
I thought what I was thinking was that we were going to have a big gap up in the euro, or basically a gap up in the FXE, to end this rally.
Yeah. Well, that's certainly in play, and that is definitely a scenario. The issue right now, obviously, the market was weak earlier today. These headlines out of Europe, what's going to be happening with the EU summit in Brussels? What is going to ultimately happen with Greece? We had Portuguese bond yields soar today, and that caused some weakness in the euro, but it finished up near its session high. What I would say about the euro right now, specifically the FXE, is even though it did close above its 50-day moving average on Friday, and it looks like it's in the process here of breaking out over a descending trend line. So if you kind of connect the recent highs of the euro, it does look like it's ready to start a new uptrend. But I can't really say with conviction that it's going to happen, especially after its performance today. There really wasn't much selling behind the euro, so whether or not it is eventually going to move up to that that October 27th high you were talking about at 141, 142.
I don't necessarily think it's going to go there, but Tom was thinking that once we broke that 132 that we may run to 135.
Well, it's making a case. Yeah, it's making a case that it wants to establish a new uptrend here. I mean, for sure. The fact that it closed above that support level Friday, and it was weak today, but it did finish up near its session high. So I think there's a chance that we could, see continued strength in the euro. Now, if we see that, you'd have to think that's because headlines out of Europe are getting more positive, because if you get negative headlines out of Europe, that's when the euro is weak. Right. So we're going to have to count on positive headline flow out of Europe, which again I think there's probably a decent chance that's going to happen. So overall, listen, if I'm a betting man, I would say that the chances of the euro continuing its uptrend are probably better than it heading lower from here.
Right. Okay, well, I just want to get your perspective on it, and appreciate you taking my call.
Oh, appreciate it very much, Jay. Thanks so much.
Have a good day.
Okay. All right, moving on to John in Orlando. I'm sure the weather is beautiful in Orlando as it is in Los Angeles, where I am today. John wants to talk about RenRen. And interestingly enough, John, stick around because at the bottom of the hour, I'm going to bring Eric Jackson on, who's an authority on China. And he wrote a piece today over at Real Money about RenRen and some of these other China internet stocks. So stick around for that. How you doing, John?
Good. How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good.
I kind of got lucky. About a month ago, I put a limit order to buy call options on RenRen, about 50 contracts at 50 cents, and they got executed. And I don't know what to do here. I got a good profit in it.
Well, you know what? This is a stock that is under a significant amount of accumulation. So you have that going for you. This is not a stock that is kind of wedging higher in light volume. It has been moving with some good conviction. There's been some good heavy volume up days in this stock. So I wouldn't be too quick on the trigger here to take profits. On the other hand, John, we're all guilty of being greedy sometimes, and if you get too greedy, sometimes you let gains slip away. So, what about?
I have the April contracts. They expired in April.
Okay.
So I have a little bit of time, but I don't know whether it's going to go higher. What does the chart look like to you?
Well, typically when a stock is coming off a low like this with volume, again, I don't think there's any reason to be too quick on the trigger here and just take what you have. There is some positive market sentiment around a lot of these China internet names with the Facebook IPO supposedly upcoming, and I think the biggest reason for holding on to this right now is just the accumulation, the professional buying that I've seen in this stock. What about taking half off the table? Is that something that you could do? Just lowering taking partial profits and lowering your exposure?
Yeah, I was thinking about selling half of the contract.
Nothing wrong with doing that.
But
that way you still have some exposure.
I saw the volume pick up about 52 million shares today. So.
Yeah, huge. Two straight days. I mean, volume was heavy in RenRen Friday, and it was also heavy today. And the volume on Friday in RenRen was about 16 million shares. It normally trades about 4 million shares a day. Today, at last check, what was it? 50 million plus. So I would I wouldn't be, if you want to take half off the table and hold on to a little bit, that's fine. But this is a stock under accumulation, and I usually like to hold on to stocks that are under accumulation.
Alrighty, thanks for
that John.
Opinion. Thank you. All
right, thanks so much. When we come back, I'm going to find out what we're going to have to do with Charlie and Mass, folks. You're listening to the Tom O'Brien Show, 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern. Have some guests coming up. Stick with us. We'll be right back.